Hello, good afternoon, everybody. 大家下午好。Welcome to the Mandarin English Bilingual Story Time. 欢迎来到这个普通话和英文双语故事时间。So my name is 小梅，我的名字叫做少妹。I'm the library assistant at the San Carlos Library. 那我是圣卡洛斯图书馆工作的馆员。San Carlos Library is part of San Mateo County Libraries. 圣卡洛斯图书馆呢是圣马雕县立图书馆10个分馆之一。All right, so while the library is closed, but we always open at smcl.org. 那现在图书馆是关门了，但是呢，我们的网上图书馆呢一直在为您开放。So please visit our website to get the information about our online resources and online activities. 请登录我们的网站呢，去了解我们的网上资源和网上活动。If you have any questions, you can text us or email us. 那如果你有任何的疑问呢，你可以给我们发短信，或者是给我们发电邮哦。You can find all the information on our website. 那你可以在我们的网站上呢，找到所有的资讯哦。All right, thank you, 谢谢。All right, so before we start, I am going to tell you what prop I'm going to use today. 那在讲故事以前呢，我会告诉你我今天会用到什么道具哦。So I'm going to use my paper streamer craft. 我今天会用我的彩带纸手工。Or you can use a scarf instead. 或者呢，你可以用这个丝巾代替。Or you can use your clothes. 或者你可以用你的衣服 right? Don't worry about that. 不用担心。And also, I'm going to use my little friend Teddy Bear. 我今天呢也会用到我的小朋友泰迪熊。All right. So before we start, I'm going to tell you what themes we're going to talk about today. 今天呢，我们讲的主题呢是有关 So the theme is about farm and farm animals. 今天的主题呢讲的就是有关农场和农场动物。Are you ready? 准备好了吗？ All right, so you can go grab those things while I sing the first song. 那你可以呢，现在去把那些道具拿过来，然后呢，我们一起唱那个第一首歌。Okay, are you ready? 准备好了吗？ So we're gonna sing the song called Good Afternoon Song. 这首歌的名字叫做午安歌。Ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Clap, clap. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Clap, clap. We are glad you're here today on this special day. Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Clap, clap. Excellent. 好棒. All right. Now we're going to sing it in Mandarin. 唱中文哦。So we call it 午安歌。Ready? 准备好了吗？午安，大家好，午安，拍拍手。午安，大家好，午安，拍拍手。很高兴看到你在这特别的一天。午安，大家好，午安，拍拍手。Excellent. Good afternoon, everybody. 大家下午好。All right, so let's continue the fun by singing more songs. 那我们继续唱些歌来玩一玩，好不好？ All right, so pretend you have a very sticky bubble gum. Can you put it on your hand? Can you squish it? Okay, so can you guess what song I'm gonna sing? 那你现在呢，假装你有一个口香糖放在你的手上，然后呢，把它揉啊揉啊揉。你可以猜到我会唱什么歌吗？ Yeah? Yes, I'm gonna sing the icky sticky bubblegum song. Okay, 我会唱那个黏黏的口香糖歌。Ready? So it's only in English. 只有英文版哦。Okay, ready? So we count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Icky sticky bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky sticky bubble gum. Can you make your hand stick to which part should we stick to? How about the nose? Stick to your nose. Okay, and you put them, and you put them, and you put them away. Excellent. Icky, sticky, bubble gum. Bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sticky, bubble gum. Where should we stick to this time? Let's think about it. Can you make your hands stick to your head, toe, and you put them, and you put them, and you put them away? Excellent, 好棒。Icky, sticky, bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sticky, bubble gum. Can you make your hands stick to your 这一次要念到什么地方呢？ How about your ears? 耳朵 and you put them, and you put them, and you put them away. Excellent. Icky, sticky, bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sticky, bubble gum. Can you make your hands stick to your 可以把手捏到什么地方吗？想一下。How about your elbow? All right, and you put them, and you put them, and you put them away. Excellent. So we're going to sing the one last part, okay? Let's think about it. 我们想一下要放到什么地方哦。Icky, sticky, bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sticky, bubble gum. Can you make your hands stick to your 要粘到什么地方好了 How about your mouse? And your put them away. All right, excellent, 好棒。I think the bubblegum song is really funny, right? 我想呢，这个口香糖的歌是很好玩的。All right, okay, good. So let's continue the fun by doing some counting. Is that okay? 那我们呢继续玩一下。那现在我们要学一下数数咯。Okay, so I'm to get the help from my teddy bear now. 那我现在要请泰迪熊来帮忙咯。If you have a soft toy at home or a teddy bear at home, you can grab it, okay? 那如果你家里有个泰迪熊或者很软的玩具呢，可以拿过来哦。All right, so we're gonna sing the song called Space Shuttle. 我们这首歌的名字叫做太空梭。All right, so the song goes like this. So you're going to hold your bear really tight. 你要紧紧的抱住你的泰迪熊哦。Okay, it goes like this. 这样唱哦。Inside the space shuttle, just enough room. Here comes the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press off. All right, excellent. Okay, so we're going to sing one more time in English, then we go to Chinese, all right? 那我们再唱一遍英文的，然后我们去唱中文版 all right? Okay, your teddy bear really tight. 紧紧的抱住你的泰迪熊哦。Ready? Inside the space shuttle, just enough room. Here comes the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press off. All right, excellent, 好棒。Okay, now in Chinese. 现在唱中文咯。Okay, so space shuttle we call it 太空梭。All right. Okay, 紧紧的抱住你的泰迪熊。Okay, ready? 准备好了吗？在太空梭里面，空间大小刚刚好。我们现在来倒数咯。10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1，发射到月球！咻 ！All right， 好棒。给我们先 one more time， 再来一遍。Okay. 在太空梭里面，空间大小刚刚好。我们现在来倒数：10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1，发射到月球！你们每个人都好棒哦。All right, so I'm going to put teddy bear away. 我们把泰迪熊放好。So I think it's time to read our storybook. 我想呢，现在是时候读故事了。So I'm going to show you. I think you can see the book now. 我想您现在已经可以看到这本书了。So the book is called Biscuits Day at the Farm。这本书的名字叫做《小狗饼干在农场的一天》，Story by Elisa Sutton Capuzzi。作者呢是 Elisa Sutton Capuzzi。然后呢 ，Pictures by Pat Shores。那绘画者呢是 Pat Shores and published by HarperCollins Publishers。那它的出版社呢是 HarperCollins Publisher 出版社。And I checked this book out from Hoopla。然后呢，我是从 Hoopla 那里借的书。So you can check out a lot of books from ebooks from Hoopla too。你呢也可以从 Hoopla 呢那里借很多电子书。Alright, let's get started。那我们现在开始读喽。Oh, look at the picture. What do you see? Can you guess where it is? 看看这个图片，你可以猜一下这是什么地方吗？ It is the farm, right? 这是一个农场。Alright， 好棒。Alright, come along, Biscuit. We are going to help on the farm today. 小狗饼干，跟着我来，跟着我来。我们今天要在农场帮忙哦。Alright. We can feed the hens, Biscuit. 哎，小狗说：“汪汪汪汪，好啊好啊。”哦，你知道吗？我们今天可以呢喂那个母鸡吃东西哦，咯咯咯咯咯，然后母鸡在咯咯咯咯叫，对不对 ？I have a hen here. See the hen？ 我有一只母鸡啊 ，It's a toy. OK， 这是个玩具。All right。哦，小狗说。We can feed the pigs too。然后呢，小狗好兴奋了，在汪汪汪汪。然后小女孩说：“诶，我们今天可以喂那些猪猪吃东西哦。Oh, but look, where are the pigs？” 但是你看一下这个猪圈哦，小猪们去哪了呢？The pig pen is empty。这个猪圈是空的。Biscuit, where can the pigs be？ 哎，小狗饼干，你猜一下，猪们去哪了呢？Let's find out。我们一起找出来哦。呜呼！哦，here。小狗说：“汪汪汪汪，我找到了，在这里。” Oh, funny puppy。哦，很滑稽的小狗，我很高兴你找到了。You found the pig and the picnics too。小狗说：“汪汪汪汪。”然后小女孩说：“哎呀，你真的找到猪们啦，有小猪和母猪，太棒了！”小狗说：“汪汪汪汪，谢谢谢谢。” OK。Oh, now let's feed the goats, Biscuit. Woof woof. 然后呢，小女孩说：“我们现在可以喂山羊吃东西喽。”小狗说：“呜呼，好的好的。” Oh, Biscuit, the pig is out of the pen。然后突然呢，他听到那个猪的声音 ，onk onk onk。哎呀，小狗饼干不好了，小猪跑出来了。Uh-oh. We must put the picnic back。小狗说：“呜呼！”然后小女孩说：“我们呢一定要把小猪送回猪圈里面。”小狗说：“汪汪汪汪，好的好的。” Oh, now let's feed the sheep, Biscuit。呜呼！那现在我们有空呢，我们要去喂绵羊吃东西，好不好？汪汪汪汪，好的好的。OK， 我们一块去吧 ，Let's go。Onk. Oh no, Biscuit, it's the picnic. 哎，小女孩正在忙的时候呢，他们又听到那个 on 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 小猪的声音。哎呀 ，Biscuit 饼干小狗，那个小猪又出来了。We must put the picnic back one more time。 ，woof woof woof woof。然后呢，好吧，好吧，我们要再一次呢把小猪给送回去。小狗说：“汪汪汪汪，没问题。” Oh, look, here are the keys, biscuit. 哎，小狗饼干，你看一下，我们这里有鹅哦，honk honk honk，小鹅在轰轰叫，woof woof oink。Here's the picnic again。然后呢，他们正在高兴的时候，他们又听到那个嗡嗡叫了，小猪猪又来了。Now, what's happening? Look at the picture. 看一下这个图片。What are the geese doing? 看看这个图片，鹅在干嘛 ？They're running out of the cage. 他们从那个笼子里面跑出来了，轰轰轰！他们在轰轰叫，对不对？Woof woof on on 轰轰！一片混乱。小狗在汪汪叫，小猪在汪汪叫，小鹅在轰轰叫，一个在跑，一个在追，轰轰轰，在追呀追呀追。They're chasing away. Wait, Biscuit! The geese are just saying hello. Woof! 哎，小狗等一下，小狗饼干等一下。鹅只是在跟你打招呼好吗？它只是说你好，小狗。呜呼！小狗汪汪汪汪汪，不管了不管了，赶快跑赶快跑。Silly puppy, the picnic is back in the pen。哎，好好笑的小狗。你看哦，现在小猪猪回到猪圈了，哎，好棒。And so are you, Biscuit。哎，你怎么也去猪圈呢，小狗？All right。哦，oink oink oink，呜呼呜呼。你看呢，小猪猪挨着小狗好舒服，它就 oink oink oink。小猪猪在一边叫一边睡着了，然后小狗就汪汪汪汪。哦。All right, so this is the what? 这是什么呢？ This is the farm. 这是农场。Looks like Biscuit found a friend in the farm. 看起来呢，小狗饼干在农场找到一个朋友了。Can you tell me now who is his friend? 那他的朋友是谁呢？ Okay, one more guess. 再猜一下哦。Okay. All right. Who is the friend of Biscuit? It's the little picnic, right? 那小狗的朋友是那一头小猪猪耶。That's the end of the story. 那故事讲完了 ，Thank you for listening. 谢谢你们有听故事哦。All right, give me 1 second. Okay. All right, thank you for listening. 谢谢你们有听故事。Okay, so how about we sing a song about the farm and the farm animals? 那么我们现在不如唱一首是有关农场还有农场动物的歌。Can you guess which song I'm going to sing? 你会猜到我会唱什么歌吗？ I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3, okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Can you guess now? 猜到了吗？ All right, I think you've got it. 我想你肯定猜到了，我们要唱的歌叫做 Old MacDonald Had a Farm。 这首歌叫做王老先生有块地。 All right, I'm gonna see what animal I have today, okay? 那我要看一下我今天有什么动物哦。Give me 1 second, okay? 请等一下。Okay, I'm getting my animal ready. 我要把我的动物们呢准备一下，好不好？All right. Sorry. I found 1, 2, 3, 4. 我找到有一些咯，动物咯。Okay. How about we sing the doggy first? 我们先唱那个小狗好不好 ？Ready? Woo 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 woo， 小狗来了。Okay. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on the farm he had a dog, E-I-E-I-O. With a woof woof here and a woof woof there, here woof, there woof, everywhere woof woof. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Woo, woo, woo. And on the farm he had a, how about a hen? Hen, E-I-E-I-O. With a clack clack here and a clack clack there. Here clack, there clack, everywhere clack clack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Clack clack clack. All right. What's next? 那下一个是什么动物呢 Okay, let me think about it. 让我想一下。How about a cow? 牛牛好不好？ Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on the farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo moo here and a moo moo there. Here moo, there moo, everywhere moo moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Excellent, 好棒。And on the farm he had a pig, little pig, E-I-E-I-O. With on here and on there, here on there on everywhere on. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. How about a duck? 鸭子 And on the farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O. With a quack quack here and a quack quack there. Here quack, there quack, everywhere quack quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. I'm gonna have one last animal to show you, alright? 我有最后一个动物给你看哦。And on the farm he had a sheep, E-I-E-I-O. With a ba here and a ba there. Here ba, there ba, everywhere ba. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Yay, how excellent. All right, so we have the Mandarin version for the song. It's called 王老先生有快递. All right, so I'm going to use all the animals to sing it. So duck, we call 小狗, duck, 小狗. Okay. Hen, we call it 母鸡, hen, 母鸡. All right. So cow, we call it 牛, 牛. Okay. Pig, we call it 小猪, little pig, 小猪. Duck, we call it 鸭子, 鸭子. And we have one last one, sheep. We call 绵羊, 绵羊. We call it little sheep, 小羊. Okay, ready? Okay, let's start with the doggy again. 从小狗开始了. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 汪汪汪. Okay. 王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟，他在田里养小狗，汪汪汪汪，咿呀咿呀哟，这里汪汪汪，那里汪汪汪，这里汪那里汪，到处都在汪汪。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟。OK。我在田里养母鸡，咿呀咿呀哟，这里咔咔咔，那里咔咔咔，这里咔那里咔，到处都是咔咔。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟。Alright, now it's the 小牛 turn， 牛牛，他在田里养小牛，咿呀咿呀哟。这里木木木，那里木木木，这里木那里木，到处都在木木。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟，好棒 ，excellent。 Okay, now it's the little pig's turn. 小猪猪，它在田里养小猪，咿呀咿呀哟。这里 on，那里 on，这里 on，那里 on，到处都是 on。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟。Okay, we have two more animals，还有2种动物，对不对？小鸭子来了，它在田里养小鸭，咿呀咿呀哟。这里嘎嘎嘎，那里嘎嘎嘎，这里嘎那里嘎，到处都是嘎嘎。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟，好棒 ！OK，one last one，最后一个，这是什么？绵羊，小羊 little sheep。它在田里养小羊，咿呀咿呀哟。这里咩咩咩，那里咩咩咩，这里咩那里咩，到处都在咩咩。王老先生有快递，咿呀咿呀哟。All right, excellent，好棒。So I think time goes really fast. We're gonna sing the song called "Whoa Whoa Whoa Your Boat." So 我们唱的歌叫摇摇摇小船。You can use your scarf, or you can. I'm going to use my paper streamer. 我会用我的彩带纸哦，手工快点。Whoa whoa whoa your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see an alligator, don't forget to scream. Say, alligator! All right, excellent. So we have the Mandarin version. 我们有中文版了。我的 So 有小船 is coming. 有小船来了。摇摇摇小船，努力向前摇。努力，努力，努力，努力，努力向前摇，摇摇摇小船，努力向后摇。如果你看见鳄鱼，记得要尖叫说：“啊，那给车来了 ！”Okay, all right, excellent. So it's time to sing our goodbye song. It's called Twinkle Twinkle Little Star， 小星星。我们唱我们的结束歌啦，我的。Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. 小星星 is in Mandarin. 一闪一闪亮晶晶，满天都是小星星，挂在天空放光明，好像许多小眼睛。一闪一闪亮晶晶，满天都是小星星。All right. So that's the end of our story time. Thank you for joining me today. 那今天的故事到这里结束喽，谢谢你们的参与。So my coworker Kelly is going to do her create program at 3:30. Hope to see you there. 然后我的同事 Kelly 呢，在3点半的时候会做一个创意手工活动哦，期待你的参与哦。好 ，See you next time. Bye. 下回见哦，拜拜，再见。
All right, and here we are. Thank you, Shame. That was so much fun. I'm so lucky I get to hear all those fun stories and songs in Mandarin every Tuesday before this program. So welcome back, everyone. This is Create with Kelly, and this is a virtual program offered by the San Mateo County Libraries, and I am a librarian that works for San Mateo County. So let's go ahead and get into our presentation for today. We will be making with nature and natural elements. So here we go. And a reminder, as always, we have a lot of great new services to offer you during these shelter-in-place orders and new ways of living and doing things at the moment. So we have our text service, of course. You can send us your questions Monday through Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number is 650-851-0147. We also now offer one-on-one technology assistance. So if you need help accessing ebooks or accessing some of our digital resources, you can send a text to that number and they can help you get set up with that service as well. And I just mentioned briefly that today we will be making with natural materials and some things you might find out in your neighborhood, outside in the natural world. It's where we live, right? And also some things that you might find in your kitchen as well, perhaps. There's two photos here on the slide, some examples of things you might want to try out. On the left-hand side, there's it's actually a fairy, a flower fairy, and you can see they've created a fairy on paper with drawing of pencil, and then they've added some flower petals. And then on the right-hand side, there's a picture. Looks like they've created a heart out of, as you can see, quite a different, an assortment of natural materials there. Now we are also celebrating Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, and during this month and during this program, we're going to be highlighting some makers and artists that are representative of those cultures. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to this week. So we're really lucky in the East Palo Alto Library. I have a coworker named Nineti, and she, her heritage is Tongan, and she's going to teach us some words in Tongan. Now, I do not speak Tongan. I am trying to learn, and I'm excited to learn more and more from Nettie. Now, we're going to try this out. She has pre-recorded a little video here. It's our first time trying this out, so if it doesn't go as smoothly as possible, we'll do our best to communicate the words that she's sharing.
Good afternoon, family and friends. My name is Nineti, and today we are learning some Tongan words of the week. In other words, malolele family mga himaheni, tupi mo ako Nineti, kipogala makiamani, kaya nahilea pangatong. For the month of May, we get to celebrate our Asian Pacific Islanders. For this month, we get to celebrate the Tongan language, which is the official language of the beautiful kingdom of Tonga, where my family and my heritage come from. Today, since we'll be making some nature and sculpture projects, I've translated some of the materials that you will be looking for. I've also listed it below so you guys can read along as I read them out loud. Our first word is nature, which is natula. Our second word is leaves, which is lawiakao. Our third word is rock, which is maka. Our fourth word is sticks, vaakao. Our fifth word is plants, akao. And our final word is flower, matalay akao. I hope you guys enjoyed our little Tongan word of the week, and tune in next week for some more Tongan words. Malo apito, opatu.
Awesome. Thank you, Nettie. Now, Nettie will be joining us in 2 weeks. She's going to be teaching us how to make a Tongan beverage called otai, and we'll be making it a watermelon version of that. So thank you, Nettie, for sharing those words. I'm going to do my best to try to use some of them today. And again, like I mentioned, we'll be doing a live program with Nettie here in a few weeks, and she'll be teaching us how to make a Tongan recipe. All right, so again, during this month, I'm celebrating artists and makers, Asian American. So I wanted to share some additional artists that I found. First up, we have Mitsuko Brooks, who's Japanese American. I believe she's based out of Brooklyn, New York at the moment. But what I really loved about researching this week was, trying to find examples of artists who use natural materials. Oh, that Tongan word nature, natula. So materials, natula, from nature. And as you can see in the photos here of Mitsuko's work, on the left-hand side, there is what's called an assemblage, at least that's how I'm saying it in my mind. It's a piece of art that essentially combines found objects, such as you can see she's got some looks like tree leaf branches maybe with leaves, some papers, different types of wood, all combining different objects together into one piece of art called an assemblage. On the right-hand side, she is creating another piece of work. And if you look really close, those are actually tea bags that she is putting together as part of her piece of artwork, assemblage. And a definition for you. Now you could say assemblage, but for some reason, I'm just like going with assemblage. I like the way that sounds. So assemblage is a form of sculpture comprised of found objects arranged together. Pretty much what I just said. But here are some more detailed looks at Mitsuko's work. On the left-hand side, again, that piece she was working on with the tea bags. On the right-hand side, this one's really beautiful. I wish I could see it in person. It actually looks like to me like a sheet of maybe some kind of clear material that she has attached. You can see there's some leaves, more tea bags, definitely a theme for her work, some flowers as well there. And of course, lots of significance. When artists create works, they oftentimes have, visions of what it all means. And you can check out Mitsuko's website, mitsukobrooks.com, if you want to read more about her arts. Another artist I found was Judy Shintani, and I believe she is actually local to Half Moon Bay, if not to the San Francisco Bay Area. Another Japanese-American artist, judyshintani.com is her website, and you can go on there and check out a lot of different types of artwork that she's done. In fact, at one point, I think she had a community art project that was on display at the Half Moon Bay Library. Maybe you participated, maybe you checked it out. So here's Judy working on a piece called Healing Shields. And I thought this was just such an appropriate example of the type of work that that's sort of related to what we'll be making today. Again, using that Tongan word nature, natula. Here you can see she's used a lot of nature in this work. Now, these shields are actually kind of like the bust to the form of a human figure, right? Almost reminds me of like at a clothing store that they put the clothing on, right? And then she has very intentionally selected different types of materials and then pasted them to these essentially what look like a body, right? And lots of symbolism there as well, using natural materials from nature, right? Materials from nature, natula, as they say in Tonga. And one final example that I wanted to share, kind of tapping into this idea of using nature, natula. Here, I actually found a really great resource, and I'm going to share this with you as well, around lei culture in the Pacific. And lots of different ways that this leis express themselves, and it's not just leis, there's certainly more words to describe different types of adornments. On the left-hand side, there's a picture. This is an example from Tonga, which is Neti's culture, right? Neti's heritage. And there's different types of plant material there. Let's see, the word for plants in Tongan was akao. Trying my best here, akao. So you can see she has some akao and she's working with those to make something. On the right-hand side is an example of a woman from Samoa who is, looks like she's assembling a lei as well. And let's take a quick look at this website because there's some really beautiful photos here. So this is an example from Tonga. Those materials we saw on the slide just a minute ago, here you can see this woman is wearing, looks like she's gonna have one around her wrist, around her neck, around her waist. Let's take another, there she is, it looks like she's getting some of the materials ready. Gathered lots of leaves in a bag, right? Let me close out of this one because definitely I highly recommend checking out this website because you can see there's tons of pictures and they also cover quite a few of the different Pacific islands and cultures. So there's examples from Samoa as well, which I shared, and really just really high quality photos, really excellent. And then they, at the very bottom here, they also include some information about the artists and, just really from, people who are making these materials today in, contemporary settings and hearing how they make things and the meaning and the significance of them as well. So definitely highly recommend you check out this resource. Let me go back to our presentation. Okay, so I've shared some examples, and now let's go over our materials. So in the description for this program, I had suggested it's a great idea if you can go outside and take a walk. It's a really healthy activity for us to be doing right now, certainly. And as you're walking, you can look for some of these materials. So we have leaves, for example, and Tongan word for leaves. This one was a little tricky for me, so I'm going to try my best. Lauyakao, lauyakao, leaves in Tongan. You can also, and I have some leaves here, and I'll show all of my materials in just a moment because I've got quite a few. You might also find stems, sticks, bakau, which was the word in Tongan for sticks, bakau. What about flower petals? I found a lot of those just right outside my apartment here, actually. The word for flowers, this one's a little tricky for me as well. The Tongan word for flower, mataliakau. Again, doing my best. Can't wait for Nettie to join us. She can really, really help us get that pronunciation right. What about rocks? Maka, that one's a little easier to say in the Tongan maka, right? Rocks. Rocks are great for making different types of creations with. What else? You could use twigs. That's kind of similar to sticks. Seeds from plants. You could use different types of grasses. And you can even use some materials from your kitchen. I have some of those examples here. One note before I show you some of the things that I found and we get into making. Now, in a lot of instances, like the leis and different things that people were making, they usually have dedicated plants, like almost like a farm, right, for where they're gathering and collecting these materials. And I guess what I'm trying to say is we want to be mindful when we go out into the nature, into Natula, right? We want to make sure that we don't take like a whole plant and rip it right out of the ground because that would kill the plant. So it's a good recommendation, first of all, if you have a garden or if you have access to plants right outside by your home or wherever you live, if you think it's safe to take those materials and maybe just talk to your adult or somebody in your house, whoever it is, just double check before you take anything. And then, remember that plants are living things. So we don't want to take all of the leaves off of a plant, for example, or all of the flowers for that matter, especially if they're blooming. I know my hummingbirds really like the flowers. But it's a good idea just to, take a little bit. Another great idea is if you find for example, I found an entire branch of eucalyptus that had fallen off of the tree. It broke off. So that's another good strategy is, finding things that have already fallen off of the plants as well. That way, we're doing less harm and, we want to keep our relationship with nature, with the Natula good. We don't want to overtake too much stuff, right? Keep things in balance. So, just be mindful of that as you go out and explore. Let me go ahead. Stop sharing that. I'm going to switch my camera. Whoops. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at some of the materials I have gathered today and let's start making some stuff with them. What can you do? So I mentioned you could do collage, you could do, as we introduced in the slides, an assemblage, and you could also, take this to a sculptural level if you really wanted to create something that stands up on its own. The simplest place to start, though, I like to promote programs for all ages, and there's always ways to adapt activities so that they work well for different ages. But here I have just a piece of cardboard. I like to create on cardboard. I had a thought there. I made a little more of that in Grudo. If you've seen my other videos, which as a reminder, you can go back and watch previous recordings of our live programs. Right now, they are in the blog posts for the weekly lineup. So you can definitely check those out. But this is my homemade glue. It's made of flour and water. And I mean, this is I could see a young child having a lot of fun with this, getting that glue on there. And then today I have some rice here. So this is rice is a plant, right? It grows on a plant. So yeah, I'm curious if that'll even stick. Let's find out. And of course, I like to make a mess. Woo! Hey, it worked. So I've got some rice on there. Maybe if my cardboard were a little smaller, it'd be easier to not make as huge of a mess. Then let's say I want to add some black beans. So let's see if those will stick. You may have done something like this before, this type of activity where you're essentially just gluing materials together. And today I kind of intentionally wanted to just experiment. I didn't really have any exact ideas of what I wanted to do going in with the materials, but rather just, you know, see what comes up, see what comes to my brain. So you could very easily, you know, create different types of images with beans and rice, other types of seeds. But let's say, let's take a look at some of these other materials I have here. You can probably already see those already, but I have some flowers from my garden. I don't think I want to use those quite yet, but I also found, now I will say I'm very grateful and very lucky that the apartment I live at, there are rose bushes outside, and there are all these different colors of roses, and I hope you can see a little bit of that. I'm really excited to make with these rose petals today. So why don't I grab a few? And there's so many cool ones. I have to see if I can find some bigger ones. This one I really love because it's like 2 different colors. It's like red and white. Let's see if I can get those to stick on my cardboard. Now, if you're using like an Elmer's glue or a different type of glue, it would probably work pretty well. I know like that kind of oozy, sticky glue. But the Engrudo works, or the wheat paste glue, the paste I've made, it works pretty well. You just have to be a little more patient. Let's see, let's add some color. I have some yellow ones. As we saw in that first slide, you can certainly draw something first and then add to it. One idea I saw was actually kind of drawing like a little face. Draw this upside down. Let's give it hard eyes. Drawing a little face and then giving some hair, for example, with like a leaf. Yeah. Or if you have a printer, you could print out some pictures of yourself and then add some leaves to adorn your picture with some natural elements from nature, natula. Where it's starting to stick in my brain a little more. I'll glue those down. Oh, I had this idea earlier. I have a hole punch. And I was curious if I could hole punch this leaf. Let's find out. Oh my gosh, and you can. Oh, I was hoping I could also use the hole punched leaf bit, but it seemed to get stuck in there. That's another way you could alter your leaves. It's kind of fun to do, punching some holes in them. I like to experiment with materials and see different kinds of things that I can do with them. And the great thing about working with natural materials is that they are biodegradable. There's no plastic here. This is all, I found a bug. This is all natural material, including my glue, which is water and flour mixed together. So, sustainability wise, these are great materials to be using, especially, when we may not have access to everything we normally do right now. One note about bugs, that is one thing about working with natural materials, you're likely to encounter some bugs. This morning when I was gathering some of my supplies, I brought them in, and then as I was putting them out on the table, I noticed a spider. And I like spiders. I really love spiders, but when I see them sometimes, and bugs in general, sometimes I get a little alarmed. And I'm sure somebody heard me screaming a little bit. But I actually got the spider to go back outside, so that was good. And I'll put a little red flower in there too. So this is just one idea, right? And I'm got kind of like not much of a theme going on here other than I'm just sort of experimenting, which is always totally okay too. You know, it's not necessarily about what the finished product looks like. It's about exploring the materials and seeing what you can do with them. Another note about this activity in particular, as I was collecting things, I was also smelling them, especially the roses, the rose petals and the roses. I just love those smells. It's a great sensory activity in addition to smells. This is a bottle brush I found yesterday. And again, I didn't want to take a lot of these, but I just grabbed one and I'm going to use it here in my design. Actually, when I picked this yesterday too, there was a lot of little bees all over the plant. So like, there's just so much that in, you know, even finding these materials is like a big part of the fun, I would say too. And you can see what kinds of bugs are into those plants. Like the bumblebees were all over this one, for example. There was a spider in my roses. So it's, you know, there's so much to learn and observe and really engage all of our senses with these activities. So another idea I was kind of interested in exploring was inspired by the lei making. I was really wondering, you know, how I could sew some of these materials together. And I have a lot of rose petals at the moment. So I thought I might try sewing some of those and then maybe attaching them to a stick that I could hang somewhere, or even sit this somewhere and let that all hang down. So let's see what I can accomplish. Now, I guess the easy thing, let me get a knot in my thread real quick. Got my point of my needle, my ends of my threads, grabbing the ends of my thread, looping that all around. And grab all of that loop and pull it down. All the way to get a knot there. And let's see, I don't know. They're definitely, rose petals are kind of thin. Maybe if I fold them a little bit, let's see how that looks. Now, the other thing too, in working with natural elements, I mentioned that they're sustainable and that they would, some of them, a lot of them will actually break down as time goes on, which is another, you know, great thing to observe and experience. Certainly with flowers, we know that they dry out, their colors change. So I'm kind of curious how my art project will evolve, which we don't always think about that, like how things will age, how long they'll last. I saw a great book at the library, probably within the past year or so. And I'm just sticking on my petals here on this needle, and then I'm going to pull a bunch of them down. Let me get this out of the way so it's a little less distracting. And I gathered so many materials today, probably more than I'll have time to show. Ooh, and it didn't quite want to stick. But there you go. I've got kind of like a flower. I don't know, it's like a flower ribbon, something's going on here. Let's try putting some of these leaves on here. And I did, for example, these leaves, I actually picked them up off the ground because they had already fallen off the tree. So that's, again, a great way to gather your materials if you're concerned about not knowing how much to take or not take. If you find something on the ground, well, there's your answer. You don't have to think about that. Nature already did it for you. Next week, I'll be teaching you about some natural dyes. And I've already, actually, one of the types of dye I like to make is using eucalyptus leaf. As I mentioned, I found like a whole, just tons, like a whole branch, like a big branch of a eucalyptus tree that fell down. And I was out riding my bike and I saw it, and I didn't take the whole branch, but I took quite a bit of I was mostly interested in the leaves for making dye. So that'll be something to look forward to next week, our natural dyes. And then the week after that, Nettie will be joining us for a special program. I can't wait for that one because she's going to be teaching us how to make a traditional Tongan drink called Watermelon Otai, and it sounds delicious, very refreshing. I'm gonna add a few more rose petals. And there's definitely a lot of great examples of different types of collage, nature collage that you can do. Some people, you know, like there was actually an artist that a coworker shared that actually creates, you know, scenes out of, you know, nature elements, natula. The artist, they, you know, they create like mountains and trees, and then people like hiking in those mountains and trees, all using, you know, elements from nature. So there's lots of great examples out there to inspire you more. I think this is, I mean, it's such a great kind of starting point. It's like, okay, let's see what we can make with this type of material, right? And since I like to sew, that's kind of where my mind went. So this is actually kind of cool. I haven't ever actually done anything quite like this before. I'm glad I got to experience this with you all. So now I've created, it's making me think of architecture now. And like, this looks like a tower or something. Like, ooh, it's so soft too. Maybe it's like a model of a building. All right, last thing here I'm gonna do is attach this. So I'm going to put my needle away. And I'm envisioning, I'm probably going to make some more of these with the rest of the petals that I gathered. And I will say the rose petals I gathered were from roses that had already bloomed, and the petals themselves were starting to fall out. At this time of year, it's actually good for those already blooming flowers. If you cut them off, that'll help promote more flowers to bloom and grow at this time of year. So my vision is to, you know, create something that I can essentially, I don't know, maybe hang in the window and just admire. Another example of this I saw was using that clear contact. They call it paper, but it's technically plastic. I liked that activity. That one's a real simple one that you could, especially do with younger kids. Where they're just, you know, sticking different, you know, things that they find, elements of natula, nature, onto the contact paper, and then you can hang that up in the window. So there's, again, lots of great examples. Since we have 2 more minutes, let me just show you real quick where you can locate the recordings of our past videos. We are working on making this a little more easy for you all to find. Hey, you can see my face again. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick so I can show you how you can look for the past recordings of our programs. And this was our other website. But going to our website, smcl.org, even here from the homepage, the way that I've been accessing these links, I browse through here using this little arrow to find our live experiences blog post. And this will take you to pretty much all of the blog posts where we've been posting our program information. It'll take you to those posts, and it's organized by week at the moment, but again, we are making it, working to make it a little more accessible. So for this week, let's go to last week, for example. Sometimes it does take a day or two for the recorded link to be put up. So just a little bit of patience required there. But here you can see this was last week's programs. And there's now a nice orange box that'll tell you the exact link to view the recording. So scrolling down here, this was my program from last week, and we could click on that. And it'll open it up and take you right to that program. And of course, as you saw, there's lots of other programs as well. So I hope you'll be able to check some of those out. We have some exciting things coming up in the next couple of weeks and continuing on into the summer. So I hope you all will join us, continue to join us for those programs. And I hope you stick around for the next program as well. We'll be drawing with Lynn and maybe another special guest as well. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you get to go out there into nature. Natula was our Tongan word for nature. Hope you get to make some things this week. And if you share on social media, you can tag us at libraries. So definitely tag us if you make some things, and I'll see you all next week. Okay, bye everybody.
Hello, thank you for that, Kelly. That was super fun to watch.
That was fun. I liked it.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. If you were just here for Kelly, please feel free to stick around for us as we hop into another round of afternoon doodling. My name is Lynn. I work for the San Mateo County Library System, and I am joined by...
Hi, everybody. My name is Debbie. I also work for San Mateo County Libraries. And what are we going to be drawing today, Lynn?
So today, if you recall, last week is going to be Self-Indulgence Part 2, in which I had you challenge me to give me a bunch of expression prompts, and then I drew them out using one of my original characters. So for this first part today, we're going to do that same idea with the second of the two that I presented as an option last week. And if we have some time at the end, I know you have some extra challenges for me, so it'll be like a bonus lightning round.
Yes, I have some other expressions you might want to try.
I want to. I'm going to try and go through this quickly because I want to. So let me go ahead and share my screen so that we can get started. 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, so there we go. Okay, took a second to catch up. All right, so last week I presented 2 options of characters, Jenna and Sam. Last week we chose Jenna as our choice of doing character expressions. So this week, to start off, I'm going to do my character Sam, who is a very different personality type to Jenna, doing these same types of expressions and just sort of comparing, contrasting how you can kind of show character even when you're like having them do the same thing. Like you can show their differences and like different personality traits and things. So let's go into a blank screen. And first up is going to be exhausted.
Let's see Sam exhausted.
Sam is perpetually exhausted.
Oh, okay. So this is perfect.
Right.
Can you remind us of like Sam's personality type?
Yeah. So last week I kind of dubbed him as, I think it was reluctant, like Shakespeare rom-com villain.
That's right.
He is there to make it more difficult for the main couple to get together, but he's doing it under the assumption that them having the trial to overcome means that they'll get together in the end. So he's being kind of a necessary obstacle.
Oh.
He doesn't particularly like it, but he's also concerningly good at it.
Okay.
It's like he's a little too efficient at his job.
Sure.
But yeah, left to his own inclinations, he would be a very passive character. He's very quiet and introverted and likes to read, but he's surrounded by people who keep making terrible decisions.
Okay.
And so he keeps having to like play the bad guy to get things back in line. It's like, no, unite your front against me.
He's a necessary character to balance the others.
Yeah, my one problem with him is I always want him to be the antagonist just because of that role. And he always ends up being the protagonist because I have so much fun having him direct the story.
Oh. I like how, even though you're the author and the artist of these characters, but you kind of feel like they're telling you what to draw in a way. Mm-hmm. They start having their own character of their own, and you know, it's interesting. Yeah, I think, you know, I do that with my own characters too. It's like, I ask myself, what would that character do? You know, instead
and
of
you have an answer.
Right.
Like, it's really neat.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to make him do this. You know, we have to ask ourselves what this character would do.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever quite had an experience that some authors have described where like their characters completely run away from them. Where like they had this plot in mind and the character's like, haha, no, we're not doing that. Like, I've never had that, but
yeah, that's interesting.
One of my favorite parts of developing things is kind of getting a mental roadmap of being able to take a character, plot them into any situation, and sort of like logically conclude what would they do in these circumstances or in this genre even.
Okay.
Jenna's a character that I came up with in college. Sam's even older than that. He's been in my head since like I was in high school.
Aww,
so
yeah.
He's gone through many, many different universes.
Oh, wow. That's great that you have one that's so long-standing.
Yeah, I'm a very slow worker, so I cling to stories for a very long time.
I have an old character from when I was in middle school.
But
I don't draw him anymore. I feel like he's kind of outdated. Like he's very, his like clothes are very, you know, 90s. You know? So it doesn't quite work well today.
I mean, there's a place for that. Like 90s nostalgia is definitely coming back.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So maybe he's really ahead of his time now.
Yeah. I'd have to definitely give him an update, you know, like in order to, you know, because I feel like I've progressed as an artist since middle school, you know, so he definitely would have to have a little different look to him.
Yeah, that's a thing too.
Has Sam evolved a lot over time?
Kind of. Like, visually, the only thing that's changed is the fact that how I approach things like anatomy and hair have changed, but the basic styles have always been there. So, like, I like making characters, but actual character design, I'm not sure I would really consider my strongest suit. So characters for me tend to be kind of pieced together based on other characters that I feel like have similar personality types to what I want my character to be. And then they sort of evolve into their own thing from there. So there's certain details like what the bangs look like, where it just feels like it associates itself with a certain type of character for me. And over the years, it's just become how I draw those bangs versus my first attempts at directly copying what other people did. But yeah, my ability to understand anatomy has slightly changed, but the actual character designs tend to be fairly consistent.
Sam is looking pretty exhausted.
He's just already slumped over.
Yes. Could touch with the little bubbles on there.
The kind of like vague dizzy, like.
I use those too.
Yeah, unlike Jenna, Sam is very, very anime. So. All right, what was the second one? Next up is Two Awake.
Yes. Very, jittery with caffeine, or, you know, completely opposite of exhausted.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like Sam's more of a tea drinker, but unlike Jenna, he would actually drink coffee if need be.
Yeah.
So he actually gets the cup of coffee, because then we get to show it shaking.
And how old is Sam? Like his age?
As a default, he tends to be about 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of depends on my latest project with him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in general, like late teens.
Okay.
Although I'm actually working on a story right now, yet another like alternate universe take where everyone's in adulthood. So the character design has not changed at all, but the story allows me to do different things, which is fun.
Oh, nice. So Sam is an adult in that story?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I've had him in my head so long that he's one of my go-to characters, where a lot of my sort of process with stories is I really like tropes and oftentimes I come up with ideas more in response to things. So like I watch a movie or a show or I read a book and either they do something I like and I'm like, ooh, what would my take be on that? Or they do something I don't like and I'm like, oh, what would have my take been on that?
Yeah.
And so because Sam is such an easily defined character in my head, he's very easy for me to like pop into just about any situation and any different genre and just kind of know what his basic role would be.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what the current story I'm playing around with is. Where it's like, what if we told a story about a very anxious first-time dad? Sam.
Aww. Aww.
So that's been very fun to play with.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like something a little different for these characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One day I'll actually complete one of my projects with them. He's got a whole cast of characters that go along with him. He's just kind of my secret, not so secret favorite of the bunch.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the coffee wouldn't actually make him less tired. It would just make him jittery. Do you have any sort of approaches that you like to take when it comes to making stories, since I know that you've actually like written things and published them and so on?
What do you mean? Like what
I guess maybe just where do you start? Like if I start with sort of bouncing off of what someone else has already done, where do your ideas come from?
My ideas are kind of weird. The way I write a story is usually I think of like either a gag or some kind of hook, you know, some kind of interesting singular idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll usually, you know, write that down in my sketchbook and kind of just, you know, get it down on paper so that I have it cataloged somewhere because I might forget. And then usually, you know, I'll look back on my sketchbook and then I'll see, you know, like, oh, that was a good gag or a good, you know, idea. And then I'll just take that one idea and I'll kind of just like try to write a story around it.
Okay.
Even if it's just like one particular scene, you know, like I have no idea what the entire story is about, but that one little particular scene can spawn, you know, an entirely, you know, a big story to go along with it. Sometimes it's just like I write a story just so I can have this one gag in it.
Always valid.
Yeah. So yeah, that's usually how my ideas and my stories will come out. It's usually just like from one singular thing, little scene of a larger story.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's usually like it's that one little scene, you know, is very minor, you know, in the big scheme of the story. Too awake.
not having a good time. He wanted that coffee to do more than it did.
Yeah.
Okay, begging. Unlike Jenna, he would actually beg.
Okay, good.
Not for good reasons, but he
Yeah.
would.
Let's see this. I want to see him. Will he have puppy dog eyes?
As best as I can, very
Okay.
sketchily.
Okay.
Yeah, that's super interesting because I think part of why I tend to have more fun coming up with concepts than I do with actually executing them and putting them into full stories. And I think that's partially because I almost always start with a premise based on like a trope or a genre or something that I want to play with.
Mhm.
And then the ending
Mm-hmm.
is one of the first things that I tend to come up with.
Uh-huh.
And then everything else, I'm just like, and then I want it to be this big, deep, meaningful thing that, oh, I actually have to figure out the entire middle of the plot to like execute upon that.
I feel like I have trouble with like ending.
Ah,
Me. I can do like the middle stuff and it's like, okay, how am I going to wrap this up? Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I bite off more than I can chew, like, you know, because I wanted to have that gag in there, but then I never figured out the actual ending of a story. So yeah, that's which is dangerous, I feel like, because it's like, you know, there's so many long-standing series, you know, TV shows that can be disappointing when it ends, you know, because it feels like it was
Yeah.
rushed to end.
endings are hard.
Yes. Yeah. So that's a hard part.
I get frustrated with myself sometimes because endings are like also super important to me
Mm-hmm.
to the point where like they can completely change my relationship with like a piece of media.
Right. Exactly.
And so I have a bad habit of like, I'll follow a series for a while and then I start to feel like I'm not sure where it's going. And I'll just be like, I'm just going to stop following it until I know what the ending is. And then I never get back to it.
Sure. Yeah. That's rough. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I would think, you know how you were saying, like, it's hard to finish a project.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's hard. You know, it's
It's a lot of work.
It's easy to think of the ideas, but you know, really executing all those other little details in there, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is gonna take some time.
Yeah. No, in a way, it's kind of a minor miracle that like anything gets made.
Yeah.
Either because it's just you and it's a bigger project than you thought it might be when it comes to like executing it.
Mm-hmm.
Or because there's like so many different moving parts to people making it. It's like, wow, all of you actually communicated to get this done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these stories are always super fun to make. And it's always worth pursuing if it's just something that brings you joy. But
Oh, yeah.
also it's just, depending on your own standards, it can be hard.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Yeah, even though I haven't had a proper story with these characters yet, they still bring me a lot of joy to create and develop just in my own time. So
Yeah.
I always like my work, and at the end of the day, that's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. I like that glisten you gave in the eyes that make them big and
Sparkly.
Yeah, sparkly for sure.
I don't know what to do with the hands, so I'm just going to not draw the hands in this one. Let's do... Please.
Yeah. I could see the same hands that you drew for Jenna.
Yeah, it'd probably be the same general
Yeah.
pose, just like way more into it. He's
Mhm.
better at selling the bit. All right. Well, I think we're making good pace with these. I think we should have time for extras.
Cool.
Rolling eyes. That's a fun one. Oh yeah, I also picked these characters because they are different sort of designs. So it might be a fun time to go back and watch last week's video and maybe see if you can compare like the differences in how they get drawn as well as like what things stay the same. Like even though they both have like very different head sizes and like facial ratios, for instance, I still approach all of them with the same general like circle guidelines. And then based on the style, that changes where the actual facial features go. And different styles also sort of lend themselves to different types of exaggeration. So like Jenna has deliberately very, very like big eyes that can like vary wildly in size, whereas Sam, I try and keep it at least a little realistic, at least comparatively in terms of proportion. So I find it fun to still try and convey like levels of emotion, but with like different ways of really selling it. Like what parts of their face are you emphasizing in order to sell the same kind of character beat? Like everything else about him, I feel like his rolling eyes would just be kind of like more tired.
Oh.
Just like, really?
I see.
And different styles also give you a lot of room to play with like the different types of like visual shortcuts you might see in different mediums. Like imitating anime gives you kind of a different set than imitating like Western cartoons.
Sure.
So it can be very fun to like observe those and to like mix and mash as you see fit.
Do you find yourself being more influenced by manga, anime, or Western?
It's mostly been manga and anime. Like the first time I started to actually try and do styles, it was because I was watching Pokemon. But over the years, there's certain elements of like more Western cartoons, especially as I started to watch them more, that sort of became a little more influential of certain things that I approach. So like I pretty much never detail ears is one thing, and that tends to be a little more Western in a pattern rather than like manga anime. They actually know how to draw ears, unlike me. Or like I've kind of come to enjoy approaching hair as more like a shape than really sort of getting lost in the details of the strands. So like I'll draw the shape the bangs fall in, but not necessarily like all the hair that makes that up.
Right.
Which is kind of a blend of the two.
It's funny, I see like a lot of a lot of artwork that's drawn today, like either in like commercial work or in like web comics or whatnot. I can see like the influence that a lot of younger artists are getting these days. Like I feel like it's a lot of Adventure Time or Steven Universe or like that particular type of style is like it's definitely hit the mainstream.
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing like how things shift. And especially how things blend as well, because people have such a wide range of like different things they could be growing up on that might influence them one way or another. And so you can start to see like really interesting blends of like what different elements did they latch onto.
Right.
And like what were they hoping to really accomplish. See if I can.
A lot of my
The time went faster than I thought it would.
What time is it? Oh boy.
I know. It may have to be a true lightning round.
Which one is this one? This one is
Furious.
yes.
So unlike Jenna, he's not going to yell when he gets mad, but also when he's truly
Furious.
Done with you.
He's got his head down, chin tucked.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes are shooting daggers right now.
Yeah. I'll leave it a little messy.
I can see right here at this very point, I see a Dragon Ball resemblance. Did you watch or read Dragon Ball?
I did watch it, but it was one of those things where I'd watch it when it was on television, but I had absolutely no context for what was going on.
Yeah.
So one of my earliest memories was, I swear it was probably the first episode I caught, where it was some sort of tournament arc, but also the main character was dead, but also had come back to life just for that tournament arc because he had a little halo over his head.
Okay.
And to this day, I still don't know what that plot line was.
Yeah. I didn't watch it either. I don't know.
I watched it because I really was interested in the style.
Yeah.
Because at the time, that was the sort of thing that was starting to grab me.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was looking at cartoons, things like Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z or Yu-Gi-Oh!
Right.
But yeah, I never found out what that storyline was. To this day, it still baffles me just how many details there were in this one scene that I hopped into when I was maybe 7 years old with no context.
It's probably difficult to find that episode because there's probably a million bajillion of them.
Yeah. It's okay, so our main character has died, but also has undone it, at least temporarily, to fight in this tournament. It's there's at least 3 seasons worth of story in there. All right.
He's looking pretty mad.
Yeah, yes. My handwriting devolves as I try and write quickly. All right, so same expressions as last week with Jenna, but pretty different vibes as a character.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. We have 2 minutes.
Oh boy. Do you want to try?
Yeah, let's try them. How about, do you want me to do Jenna or Sam?
Let's go with Sam.
Okay.
And I was going to go with skeptical, it's kind of a subtle one, but it's
we're going to go a little more.
Yeah, that's pretty
exaggerated chibi for this.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
So the judgy eyebrows, the flat eyes,
exactly.
flat mouth.
I think of that emoji that
Mm-hmm.
side eye,
yeah, really. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but
right.
Skeptical might be spelled wrong, but whatever.
That's correct. You got it right.
All right, what else?
Oh, another one.
I wanted to get it as many as possible.
I was thinking crying, laughing. Really laughing. Ha, ha, ha. I don't know if Sam would do that, though. Maybe Jenna would do that.
I don't know if either one would really.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
At the very least, I feel like he'd be kind of covering his face.
There you go. That's cute. Very Japanese.
All right, I think you get the gist of that.
Yeah, you got the little tears.
Even when it's messy, you still get the sense of it.
I get it. So few lines can really express a lot.
Here we go. All right, let's try one more.
Wow, okay.
I think we can justify it.
I was going to say blissful.
Oh, I don't know. We're going to do another extremely anime shorthand for that.
Mm-hmm.
Just those kind of eyes.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Smile. Circles.
Yeah.
All right, they slightly devolved back to the end.
I get it. I get it.
All right, that was fun.
Yeah, that was. Great job.
Yeah, I think it's fun just sort of exploring like the different possibilities. And like I kind of said, how you can have different characters express the same emotion, but show how they're different characters when you sort of play with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but regardless, that does bring us to the end of the half hour. So thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you had fun. I know that I did.
So did I.
Yeah. We are the last program lined up for today, but we have a bunch of stuff happening tomorrow. We have story times. Debbie and I will be back for another art program. There's open labs. The easiest place, as usual, is to go to our website, smcl.org. That's the best place for all the easy links and all the information and all the cool stuff that we're doing. But in the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you again for tuning in and hope to see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.